And I'm going to ask about, excuse me, sorry. It's so funny when you turn the camera on, the nose itches and runs.
Absolutely, every time.
You have to scratch. It's. Hello and welcome to the Secret Sauce Podcast, a sub-podcast of Texas de Peru. I'm Kevin Briggs, longtime healthcare and life sciences business leader. And on the side, about the last 14 years, I've been leading Texas de Peru. Texas de Peru, for those of you who don't know, is a surgical mission organization where we take teams of surgeons from here in the United States, go down to Peru near a clinic near Machu Picchu. We do surgeries for the poor. We try to help a lot of people. We change a lot of lives, and we have a whole lot of fun doing it. And from that, there have been immense leadership learning lessons, and hence the genesis of the conversations that we're having today, where we basically bring other business leaders on to basically share their, quote, secret sauce. So in that spirit, today I have as a special guest, a very accomplished professional, Kristin Norton. Kristin has been helping digital health and medical device companies successfully launch their products and reflect passion for the healthcare technology that has begun her studies in the cardiovascular system during space flight. Man, you got a cool background.
Thank you.
After earning her doctorate in biomedical science and a postdoc in fellowships at Johns Hopkins and the National Institutes of Health, Kristin returned to Texas, started her first business in marketing for healthcare organizations and health technology firms, including Methodist Hospital, Baylor School of Medicine, and the American College of Sports Medicine and the NFL. And over the last 20 years, Kristin is a respected health tech veteran. We all know and love her. Served multiple EHRs and interoperability systems. That's why there's not as much interoperability as there should be. It's a hard word to pronounce. But
we'll just shorten it, interop.
Exactly. Interop systems and countless medical device and digital health firms she's worked with, organizations like HIMSS, the Healthcare Information Management Systems Society.
Good job.
And the rapidly growing regional center, Austin MedTech Connect, which she is an advisory board member, and she's a member of the Austin Healthcare Council. Today, she's the CEO of Green Room Technologies, and Kristin continues her commitment to the health tech community by helping companies shorten the road to revenue through connections, consulting, and creatives.
Thank you.
It's a big audience behind me, so please welcome Kristin Norton.
Thank you. So nice to be here. Thank you, Kevin.
But by the way, you have what I think is one of the coolest jobs in the world. Basically helping startups, particularly healthcare startups, find their creative footing, find their go-to-market, find ways to basically, take that from idea to concept to valued product in the community as quickly as possible. And I think that's just a ton of fun. I envy you.
Yeah, no, I love it. We love meeting with the, early stage founders and helping them get on their feet. As you said, it's great to hear all their different stories, why they made what they made and how they're planning to get to market.
I kind of have a poor man's version of that. I have a group of some of my other idiot friends. We'll get together on weekends over coffee, and I'll use the AI code assist tools like Lovable or Cursor or Replit. Replit's the one that I use the most. And we'll just basically throw out stupid ideas for a product or an app, and then use the AI coder to create it. And
you're gonna have to ask me to coffee. That sounds great.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun. It's a heck of a lot of fun. At any rate, so shifting gears for just a second, part of what I like talking about, personally, I think their passion projects are rocket fuel for our personal success, our professional success, hence Texas de Peru. But, we all have hobbies. We all have passion projects. What are some of yours?
Yeah, sure. In addition to my role at Green Room and then my kind of complementary role with Austin MedTech Connect, which is somebody trying to help founders successfully get to market through connecting you to resources. I found that being in the industry so long that so many of my friends, even my personal time, turn out to be colleagues. And like you, I've got a passion project is around this group that I fondly call the Austin Ladies of Health IT. And it's basically a casual group that gets together for happy hours, support each other, both personally and professionally, kvetch when we need to, laugh when we need to, and offer each other support when we need to. And so that's kind of been my latest passion project is the other women that are in the Austin and regional area and getting together, helping one another out.
And it's amazing what comes from clatches like that.
Yes.
You don't plan it, but it's some pretty cool stuff. Well, if you ever need an interloper that is only XY chromosome, I'd love to come and we can play with the virtual coding tool.
We definitely like to throw a co-ed happy hour here and there, so we'll definitely put you on the list.
There we go. So the other half of what we're talking about is kind of and hence the secret sauce. Imagine that you're just starting out, or imagine that you're mentoring a young person. What's your secret sauce? What are things that you go to, or advice that you've gotten that you go to over and over again that would be good advice for somebody who's beginning their career, or like me, a really slow learner?
My motto is for maybe 15 years or so now been commit to connect. And by that, I mean both.
Say that again.
Commit to connect.
Okay.
And by that, I mean both personally, like what we're doing today and what we do through these organizations, and also professionally, system to system and person to person. I don't know if you remember the old meaningful use rules and interoperability.
Oh, yeah.
So a part of that.
This is gray hair.
Yeah, right. Me too. But you won't see it today, though. A part of all that is in those rules. It says connect person to person and system to system. And I really took that to heart. And so a lot of what I do is about making connections for my clients, for my company, and for our friends in the industry. But the system to system part is also important in that today, if you're a medical device or digital health solution, you have to be connected. You cannot be a point solution. You need to be connected to that EHR or other system of record. And so all of that is so important, or else nobody's going to use it. Nobody's going to sign into something different. Nobody wants to go to a point solution. So I say commit to connect person to person and system to system, because in everything we do, there's a technical component and a human component. Yeah.
Wise words. I think a corollary to that is being a citizen of that community, and clearly you are.
Absolutely. Yeah, I truly enjoy
it. So a new question that we started to ask folks, and I'm curious what your thoughts on that. If there was some advice that you could give somebody that they could take it action on tomorrow and act tomorrow, a hack, a best practice, is it do one more push-up? Is it do push-ups? Is it go walk? Is it go run? Is it call somebody you haven't seen in a while? What might be something that is a quick action item for improvement?
I've been thinking about this, and in addition to the idea of connections, committing to connect, because it's all about connections, is the idea of getting on that road to revenue. It's something we say in Green Room, but it's so important right now, especially with the political and economic environment kind of being in flux around things like grant opportunities. It's important that you start thinking about these. There's all these non-dilutive ways to get your funding, but getting on that road to revenue, like maybe you're an accelerator program, but when you graduate, how do you turn those connections into real customers? How do you start actually monetizing? Because if nobody's buying what you're selling, are you really in business? So get on that road to revenue, and all the things that you do, all the milestones, that's really the only milestone that counts. And all the things that you should do should be to reduce the friction to getting on that road to revenue.
That's a lot. For some reason, that reminds me of the .com days. I began my career in that time period. We're about the same age. In fact, I think you and I were at A&M about the same time.
Yes, we were. That's right. Gig and Maggie's.
Yeah. I can't believe we didn't know each other. We're probably, making parallel orbits between Dudley's and the chicken.
We were.
But yeah, I mean, there was a commercial that came out for some firm right after the .com bust. And it was talking about, in the new economy, we're going to be focusing on something called revenue.
Revenue. Yes.
And that was the big joke, because in the .com, everybody's talking about, well, we need to have a good burn rate.
Yeah, exactly. Where people were buying vaporware and something that was out there promising, but might never have been delivered. And
and you get some really nutty things getting firmed, like theman.com.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I
and
firmly think that, there's so many opportunities today, if you really put all your attention into that being the one milestone that matters. And then
yeah,
everything you do is focused toward that. It helps you focus because there are so many different things and grants and accelerators and, all the things that you can do to grow your following and all of that. But if those connections aren't turning into customers, then you're missing the boat of being in a business. So I'd say that's my number one. That's my number one thing that I preach to my customers.
I think you're exactly right. I've kind of experienced the same thing as I've tried to kind of put the spurs to Texas de Peru a little bit over the last, 9-10 months. I've done a lot to automate some of our processes. I've done a lot as far as our social presence. I've done a lot. I finished a book.
That's amazing.
But all of that, frankly, if I'm not talking to doctors to volunteer, students to be a part of our clinical job shadowing program, donors to donate, and suppliers to donate, the rest of it, I got to do some splaining to do for the rest of it. Those 4 conversations are critical. I got to have those.
Yeah, I think that there's within organizations like yours and any other nonprofit, there's really, you have doers, you have door openers, and you have donators, and you really got to work all 3 of those to make it work.
Yeah, and it all starts with thank you too.
Exactly.
I hate to say this. Probably need to edit this out. I had a volunteer. We were putting on an event, and the volunteer is putting on this gala event up here in Dallas, and we're trying to come up with the brochures on that. And the first things out of her mouth from what the volunteer had created was, "This isn't very good." And I'm like,
yeah.
You got to at least say thank you first.
A little hard to hear. Yeah. Let's warm that up a little bit.
Like, wow.
Connection. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely made a note to myself that always say thank you, even if the work product's a little bit weak. So.
Yes, sir. Agreed. That's part of the connections, right? That's how you get and maintain good connections.
Man, isn't it amazing how fast the time goes? I mean, we've already come to time on this thing. Is there anything that I should be asking you that I haven't asked that would be interesting to share?
I appreciate the questions that you've asked, and I would just say to your audience, do commit to connect. I'm committed to connecting to you. Reach out to me on LinkedIn or otherwise. And if you're a health tech company, you can come to one of our Austin MedTech Connect events. Our next big one is on November 17th, and we would love to see you there at Med to Market.
And we'll share all the links to this stuff in the description for this video. So, Kristin, I'm going to say thank you once more, but I need to do a little shameless self-promoting for just a second. So,
absolutely.
So, if you're interested in volunteering with Texas de Peru, we need doctors, orthopedic surgeons, and gynecologists. I'm trying to build out those teams right now. But CRNAs, nurses, any clinical skill set, we can probably use it. But guess what? Good news, Kristin. Non-clinical people can volunteer and help out as well. Did you know that?
No, I love that though. Thank you.
But that, and it's very true. I mean, the fact is all of our non-clinical people are there to make it possible for the clinical people to take care of our patients. And by the way, there's a whole lot of things that you can do as a non-clinical, everything from lifting 50-pound bags of medical supplies to hugging somebody when they need one. And I need hugs all the time. So if you want to, if you're interested in volunteering, go to www. Is that too many W's?
Yeah.
www.texasdeperu.org, or hit this QR code there. And also, if you're interested in reading, hey, Kristin, did I mention that I wrote a book?
I look at that book. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's
a book club coming up, and maybe I'll put that one up as the leader.
Oh, there you go. I'm looking to see that this book is no longer banned in every school, library, and bookstore here in the country. I mean, it's kind of a shame you don't see this book on every bookshop in the country. I think it's because of its just fiery and controversial content. My
hair looks just like that llama in the morning.
This is pre-hair product. At any rate, I think we're up to 6 readers now, so including my mom. But Kristin, again,
I'll share that information with my network as well, in the spirit of connections with both the Austin Ladies of Health IT, which are many clinical folks, as well as with the Austin MedTech Connect newsletter.
I appreciate that. This is so much fun. It's so good to connect again. I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope to see you real soon.
Thank you
again.
Will do. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.